Hey families, I wanted to come on today for just a couple of minutes. Sorry that I'll keep checking the time, but the kids are at lunch, so I want to use my time wisely. But I have created a couple of resources and wanted to let you guys know a couple of fun and exciting things that are going on in our classroom and ways that perhaps you could support your student and also ways that you could communicate back to me and give me some feedback if there are other types of resources that you would like to see. So, this is one of my first times doing the split screen, so we'll see if I do it correctly. If not, we will go from there. I wanted to get on today and talk a little bit about Canvas, which is a resource that the division will eventually put more emphasis on as your students get older, as they will also expect the students to become more independent and use that resource. It's not something that is typically utilized as much in the primary grades, but we do have the choice boards and things like that for inclement weather days. And I have recently started using it to provide access to some resources that we're using in the classroom. So I wanted to get on today and kind of show you. Every day, the kids will navigate through this board within the classroom. And I thought about sharing this with families, but unfortunately, there's also a lot of confidential information that might be related to, sometimes I might have a note about which group's doing which activity and that's not always appropriate to share. So I have really been troubleshooting and thinking about some ways that I could share some of the resources that the kids really love with families at home. So if your kids reference or if you pull up Canvas and activate your accounts and they're like, that's not what we see at school, this is the screen that they're talking about. But if there is something that they are looking for from this that I haven't provided, I don't mind sharing anything that we utilize that will help them to be more successful. So I just wanted to show you that just so you'd have a reference if they were to talk about it. I'm going to show you today how to get onto Canvas. So this always pops up automatically with my personal Canvas. And so for that reason, my way is a little bit different. But in case you use your own Google account, this will help you know how to get to your child's Google account. Because the way that we access Canvas is two ways. The division website, there is a link, or you can access it straight through Google. So as you can see, this is my personal Google account. And then if I click here on Drive, which I've done, it will allow me to click on my picture. And when I do that, you'll see that I also have my @pocosin.org also linked. And so when I click on that, it pulls up this is how you toggle back and forth between Google accounts. You do have to be in the Drive feature. So if, for example, I'm going to do that again, you had not yet linked your child's account, you're just going to say add another account. And I've got a reference here. All of the students' accounts are their first name, so their given name, period last name, @pocosin.org. And for the purpose of kindergarten, their password is lowercase a, b, c, d, period, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is how they access Canvas. All right, so we're going to do that again. Come over here, go to my school account, and then this is called the Google Waffle. You're going to click in there, and you are going to come scroll down. It's a little ways down. See if I go too far. Nope, there it is. And this little circle is Canvas. Now, mine's going to look a little bit different. I teach something called Homebound, which is for students who are not able to successfully be in school. And because of that, I have a lot of courses that will show up. But when we go over, we're going to go to the reading tab. This is a little bit of an outside of the box way of using it. So for that reason, the ITRT and we've kind of been brainstorming, but you'll see the first thing that comes up is our choice board. And so these are always ways on inclement weather days. This is a way for you to be counted present, your child to be counted present. Or these are also activities that you can utilize throughout the year. They're just good activities and they're broken down by month, kind of based on our skills. And a lot of it will show some of the passwords and things. I do have parents email me. If you ever forget a password or have questions, please just reach out to me and I will gladly share them. So we're going to go to reading. which again for your children will show up because they'll only have announcements and then this reading board because it's the only one I have published for them. And when you go down, this is the picture, and then the modules is what you're going to click on. So when you click on modules, you'll see that I have done what's called embedded some different videos in here. So we have reading videos, we have vocabulary, math, science, social studies. And within here, I have just linked some things that are useful within what we're learning about. So for example, if you were to click on yours, and like I said, yours are going to look a little bit different. Let's see. Yep, there we go. I'm going to have a little note there that says, I encourage you to check out the Epic Books app. Use our class code SYV1032 to get started. Find your student's name. You get to read one free book per day, and you can also purchase a subscription. I promise I do not get a kickback, but I do pay for it as a parent. It's one of the most phenomenal reading apps that I have found. You can read books in isolation with your child. There is, and the children already know how to filter on this. There is a way to filter on books that are read to them aloud as well as audiobooks. So it really does go across all of the reading levels. And there are also some academic videos on there as well. So I really do encourage that app. But just using this, so you could use this through a phone, you could use this through a computer or an iPad, but you'll see that I have these videos embedded. So one is our Pledge of Allegiance, and then we just celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And so there is a book. And when you're utilizing this feature using Canvas, it's great if you want to take it a step further and talk about the vocabulary in the books. So that's why I've linked our science, our social studies, as well as all the other subject areas. So that kind of just gives you guys a talking point at the table to say, what did you do today? What did you do this month? And so I wanted to show you guys that. The other thing I wanted to show you, and let's see if I can remember where I bookmarked it. Let's go under announcements and see. And like I said, yours might look a little different. The announcements are under homeroom. That's why. Give me just a second to navigate back. It's going to be that choice board. And then the other thing that I will also link in here, and let's see if I remember, right here is the link, is I have bookmarked some popular sites, I guess, and some popular resources that I think. So I just love Starbucks. It's one of my favorites. And the Bitmoji craze that's going on. So I kind of made it cute, but all of these are active links. So if you're not sure how to use a Google Launch screen, you are going to click on slideshow, and then you'll see that, for example, and I'm going to put this in the email where I also link this video. If you click here, that's going to take you straight to the Poquoson City Schools website. If you click here, it's going to click on the newsletter. I know that is that is definitely one of my weaknesses, but I'm going to try and do a monthly newsletter so that at least you're aware of what concepts we're working on. The Encore rotation, we printed that out and sent it home each month. But if you forget, you're curious, some how-to videos. So for example, this how-to video would be linked within there. The class list, that does have the first name of every student in our class, whether that be because you would like to have conversations with your child about who's in class, when Valentine's Day comes, things like that. All of those types of things, it's the first name of every student in our class. Our schedule, class photos. I'm going to put a link to our, I'm going to put all the photos that I have on my phone, and I'm going to put them in a Google folder that's attached to my school account, and give everyone within the classroom access to it. And again, that's where we kind of talked about at the beginning of the year, if you wanted to opt out, which we haven't had anyone yet, just sharing those photos so you can see what your kiddos are doing while they're at school. Our read aloud library, this is something that the kids really loved when we had some inclement weather days when I was reading books aloud. So I'll try and get some books loaded on there. And if there's any that you guys are particularly interested in, let me know and I can check them out and read them. And then this is our classroom password. So when your kiddos are coming home asking, what's the ABC YA password? What's the only password that they won't have access to at home that they do at school is ABC Mouse. They do provide a free account to educators, but it only has one password. It doesn't have individuals. If you are interested in purchasing an ABC Mouse account, I don't get any personal kickback, but you can if you sign up through the link that they allow me to send you. It will link back to their school account. So when they're making progress at home, it matches up, it keys up with their school account so that it's not like they're two separate isolated accounts. They work together. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, suggestions, I would love to hear them. I just wanted to share some of the things that I think make our classroom fantastic and some of the resources that the kiddos are utilizing. I know I have 3 kids myself, and even as a teacher parent, there are things that as my children venture into middle school, I don't know how to help them as much as I did when they were in primary and elementary school. So I hope that these resources help you. And again, if there is anything you want to see from me, just let me know. And have a great day, y'all. Stay warm.